Uranus in the 6th house, you're going to experience a lot of changes when it comes to your routines, things you do on a day-to-day basis, things you work towards, your work goals, you know what I'm saying, things of the nature of, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to like, I'm trying to put this in life. All right, say you got something you work towards. You got something you work on every day. Say you're a painter. You work hard on it every day. If you have Uranus here, you're going to experience a lot of changes. You're going to experience a lot of oppositions. A lot of people telling you, what the fuck is that? That ain't shit. That's phony as hell. You're going to witness a lot of changes. A lot of stuff spilling on your painting. Soon as you got the last final touches and something happened to fuck up the whole canvas. Or witness a lot of changes, right? But look, within those changes comes originality. Now you start to come up with more original ways of how to set your canvas up for nothing to spill on it. You come up with more unique ways of doing something because you've been told that that's not the original way of doing something, or that's ugly, or you've been told that so much, or that's different, that ain't really how you've been told that so much to the point that you develop a unique way to blend in what is going on and blend it in with your original way of doing things. This is why Aquariuses in general, people say they're future-like. It's not that they can tell the future, it's that they can have an idea, a broad perspective, analyze, orchestrated idea about something in their head, and they can metaphorically tie it to what everyone's doing now. So when they do that, that's like two energies coming together to create a new energy. So that new energy, when everyone start to do that, the Aquarius either have done it or sat back and seen that's what everybody else gonna do. So when it comes into this density, it starts to appear like, damn, Aquariuses know the future, or they know what's going to come. But in their head, it's not like that. It's not like they jumped into the future and they like, where the fuck am I? They came back to the past and the present and be able to express it. To them, they're just analyzing their ideas with everyone's ideas today. This is another reason why Uranus rules Saturn. See, so Uranus in the 6th house is going to play out certain things like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're going to be able to tie this to that and come up with a conclusion. So, like I was saying with the painting. So, you got rebelled against, or you rebelled against other shit and forced yourself to do something different. But you did that so much, experienced so much changes to the point that your unique painting that you start coming up with becomes unique and original. Neptune is dreams and illusions, but it's also creativity and imagination. Now you need all these in the same, because with dreams and illusions, right, you're going to have a lot of dreams and it's going to make you have a lot of illusions about things. But without that, you won't have the creativity and the imagination mechanism. You won't be able to imagine if you don't dream. You won't be able to create nothing if you don't have an illusion about something. So you could dive too much into illusions, you could dream too much, but learning how to decipher that will make you have the ability to be more creative, have a broader and bigger imagination than others. See what I'm saying? So when you have that in the 6th house, this is things that you put in day-to-day routine. This is things that you work on, things that you do on a day-to-day basis, things that you put into detail. So this don't even have anything to do with work. So if you do have a job, you're going to be a very creative person at work. You may daydream a lot. You may have a lot of illusions about things at work and people at work. But you're going to be very creative, very imaginative. But a lot of times, that's not the field for a person at work. So this can hurt Neptune. This can hurt your Neptune. This can hurt you at work, because you're gonna always feel like, why the fuck am I here when I could be somewhere creating? I could be working on what I want to work on, but I'm here working at a job. It can make you feel that. You know what I'm saying? So it's important for Neptune and the 6th house people to get out their creative endeavors, to think and to work on their creativity, work on their imagination, work on seeing through illusions, work on and start to keep a dream journal and start to analyze their dreams on a day-to-day routine, on a day-to-day basis, so they can know the decipher between when they are daydreaming and when they're not, and how to will that into existence. Because see, Neptune in the 6th house, the 6th house is going to help you will this into an existence. It's going to help you will it into reality. It's going to help you work on your dreams. You just have to stay committed enough. And if the 6th house wants you to look at the details and wants you to work on something and be committed enough on it. So if you're too busy being unsure, which Neptune could create that illusion of you being unsure of your creativities, if you take too much time giving that unsureness energy, then you're not going to work towards the things you need to work on. You're not going to will into existence your creativity. Believe in yourself. That's the key word for Neptune being in the 6th house. Believe in yourself. Believe in your creative endeavors. Believe in your creativity. Believe in your imagination. And your dreams and your illusions is going to get willed into reality. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to be able to see what you want to see. And if your imagination is in the right spot, then that's what you're going to will into reality. What you imagined. And if you imagine positivity and all the things that's coming to your prosperity, that's what you're going to will into existence with Neptune being in the 6th house. So be careful what's on your motherfucking mind when you're working on shit, when you got Neptune in the 6th house. Be careful about doubting what you're working on, because that's exactly what you're going to get. And that's exactly what you're going to see on a day-to-day basis. Be careful. Neptune is a hell of a motherfucking planet. That's grandma. That's grandma, believe it or not. Grandma always going to make them good-ass cookies. She always going to put the soul in the food. And you always going to remember what your grandma told you when she died and passed on. You always going to remember. And so that stays in that realm. Spirituality. Now, Pluto, deep transformation, deep willpower, deep desires. You know what I'm saying? So when you got that in the 6th house, control issues can come up. Because you could be working at a job for people, but act like you the goddamn manager. Because you feel like you know more about everything that's going on. You have a desire to know. So that desire is going to make you actually know. But once you actually know, you're going to come up with this ego issue of wanting everybody else to know you know. See what I'm saying? So Pluto right here, this makes people not even want to be in a situation unless they can rise to the top of that situation. Unless they can be the controller of that situation. They can control all the behind the scene realms, like what goes on behind the scenes, not what this actual person is doing, but what's motivating that person to do that. That's what Pluto likes to control. The intended intentions, not the intentions itself, like Mars. The intended intentions, what make that person come up with those intentions in the first place. We're gonna have to dive a little deeper. Deeper, key word, deep transformation. So that Pluto is going to transform a lot of stuff in your life when it comes to things you put in routine. So if you're putting things in routine, if you're working on things that you shouldn't be working on, see, Pluto likes to bear down the ego. So you're working on something that you just feel like it's you. Oh, it's you. I need to work it on. But if it's not good for your life, if you have Pluto in the 6th house, it's going to put you in a bunch of situations that make you know that that's not good for your life. But you got this ego. You're going to be like, no, but I want to do it. I don't give a fuck. That ain't true. I still want to do this. That can't be real. If I want to do that on this earth, I'm going to do that. And Pluto going to keep reminding you why you shouldn't. Until you tear down that ego and start to feel like, all right, that must just not be a place for me to do. Or that must not be what I'm supposed to do on this earth. Or I might as well let go. Or something like that. That's what Pluto wants you to do. That's tearing down the ego. So right here, that's in the work field. So Pluto is going to want you to extract that. So when you keep acting like you the boss because you know too much, you're going to receive a lot of situations that people may not like you, or you may get demoted, and you're gonna start feeling like, damn, why did I get demoted when I know more about this than this person? How did this person get it? It's an energy. See, Pluto is intense, and when you bring that intenseness into a work area, you throw people off. People don't know if they want to help you or throw you to the side, regardless of how good you is. You like with Pluto in the 6th house, it's like you could be so good that people don't even want to give you the consideration. They don't even want to give you the benefit of the doubt. They don't even want to give you the pleasure of feeling like you know you gooder than them. For an example, you could know you better, and everybody know you better at this specific thing, right? But the person who ain't better, they may want to ask you for advice, but they don't even want to give you the pleasure or the satisfactory of you looking at them like you're right, because of the intense energy you're carrying already. You already carrying like you're right. So people not going to want to see opposites attract. People not going to want to give you what you already are. They're going to want to give you the opposite. So then when they give you the opposite, you give that the opposite. And depending on the situation, that's how you can gain prosperity with law of attraction for it to go up, or you can fall into density when the law of attraction goes down. So when you're dealing with law of attraction, you have to pay attention to what actual situations you're in when it's dealing with the law of attraction. Because opposites always attract. So don't let nobody who teaching you law of attraction tell you the more you think about this thing, the more of it you're gonna get. I'm pretty sure the more and more you think about a specific thing, the further and further away it starts to appear. By nature. The longer you stress about something, the harder it starts to seem like it becomes to get. The lighter load you bring about it, the faster it seems like it appears. Why is that? Law of attraction. Stop listening to these other motherfuckers out here who teach you about law of attraction. If you want to know about law of attraction, Archangel Uriel is here. When you receive it, when you are talking about law of attraction, opposites attract. So that is the law of attraction. So when you're trying to attract something, you're going to attract the opposite. So if my mind on getting a new Rolls Royce, I'm going to attract a bunch of situations of me not having a car, of me not having. So when I get that, when I start to experience the law of attraction, the opposites attract. When I start to experience people telling me you ain't gonna get no Rolls Royce. When I start to experience me not being in no Rolls Royce. When I start to experience situations of me needing gas, or me not having no car, or or having a car, me not having a Rolls Royce, or when I start to experience these situations, then you go back into law of attraction again. Opposites attract. Then don't give that energy what it needs, like, oh, well, shit, I ain't gonna never get no Rolls Royce. That's applying the opposition with the opposition. No, what you're supposed to do is, well, shit, this might not be no Rolls Royce, but I'm gonna drive it today like it's a Rolls Royce. So now that's law of attraction. You opposed, when you got the opposition of this not being a Rolls Royce, you gave an opposition back. It is a Rolls Royce. So the mechanism in the universe, in the quantum field, that's how it takes it. It's not the quantum field and God not looking at it like a Rolls Royce. Oh, this person wants a Rolls Royce. They don't give a fuck about the geometrical shape and the people who made it, or the name Rolls Royce, the letters in it, the English, the quantum field and God don't give a fuck about that. It just give a fuck about the energy. So that the energy that was put into making a Rolls Royce, which is why it costs that much. The shit that they put into it, the energy that they put into it, the aluminum, whatever like that. That's an energy, right? So it's a huge energy. And the energy, you associate yourself with it, regardless if you're in that actual geometrical shape when it got brought into density, regardless if you in that of it yet, just the energy of it. If you're in that energy, you're matching frequency vibrations. So if your frequency vibration gonna match the Rolls Royce frequency vibration, then eventually when they both come together, two energies, charges come together, it create another energy. So your feeling and your imagination for that energy, matching the energy of the actuality of it, when those blend, you be the one in a Rolls Royce. See what I'm saying? So, it's like, you have to understand what we do as humans. Well, I'm not human, but what you guys do as humans and why you may frustrate yourself when you don't actually need to be. You know what I'm saying? Now, like I said, Pluto in the 6th house, this is going to make a person aware of the field. The work field, the things you should do on a day-to-day. So you're going to be trying to control other people. You may have just found out a new way how to brush and floss your teeth. You're going to be bent on trying to make everybody else in your surroundings do that also. So when a person is not doing it, you're looking at them like, oh, you're not trying to transform yourself. So you have to learn how to transform yourself and let others work on their own self. And once you work on yourself, you're able to help others work on themselves and not demand or try to control the way a person work on themselves. You know what I'm saying? See, Pluto is a little deeper. It's more about working on the metaphysic realm, not more about the shit that you see in front of you. You know what I'm saying? It's an intense energy. So with Pluto being in the 6th house, the good thing about it is you're able to be forceful enough to rise to the top of anything that you're trying to do. Anything you're working towards, anything you put in a day-to-day routine, you have enough desire, enough passion, enough deep intentions to do it. The bad part about it is you may be so single-minded that you don't see any other realms of realities that may can help you. And you're going to put yourself in a bunch of situations where Pluto is going to want you to tie down the ego. And that's the motherfucking planets in the 6th goddamn house. Flight boss in this motherfucker, goddamn.